Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. There you go.
Thank you.
All right. Welcome. Cheers. Camera is not straight though. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. Today we're about to tell you a devastating story. We're not here to give you any happy information, although that is not our intention. We intended to take a trip to Morocco. Firstly, I will introduce myself.
I'm your special guest of honor.
Yeah, let me introduce myself first now. My name is Fabia, all right, and this is my beautiful wife Helen. We are Nigerians by origin, but we live in Newcastle in the UK. We've been here since 2022.
Yeah.
I came as a student. Yeah, you know the whole jiggy. So we've been working hard for a while, and we just thought to kill two birds with one stone. My wife has been telling me so much about how she would like to see the world, explore, have fun,
Travel.
in different areas of the world. And I, being a YouTube creator for at least a year, I thought that, hey, the big guys are once in a while going out to explore and show people things. I thought that, okay, we could do both of that in one go. So we decided to take ourselves on that journey, not knowing we're taking ourselves on a different type of journey. So we decided to go to Morocco. Starts obviously with a visa application, which we did, and we applied for the Moroccan visa. And firstly, I need to say that this story is in two parts. We'll start with the first one and then the second one. And on the first part, I'm sure people watching may feel like we had part of the blame. We should have waited for the visa to come out. But hear us out. The Moroccan visa hardly gets denied. The only way you can get denied is if you get a criminal record. So we were confident that we'll get the Moroccan visa. That's one.
It's an eVisa, by the way.
Yeah, it's an electronic visa. So and then online, it states that after the application process is complete on our part, the Moroccan immigration would answer or respond within 72 hours. Now, checking online, on the other hand, we see that people who apply for this same visa get responses in 24 hours. So I'm thinking that, hey, like after we apply, there's no point waiting. We can go ahead and book and pay for our hotel and pay for our flights within 7 days. 3 days, 7 days. I mean, that sounds like enough time. Doesn't it?
Yeah, it does sound like enough time.
So what then happened?
After a week of applying, we didn't get the visa. We sent emails, tried to call them. They were unreachable. So we proceeded with faith, packed our bags and luggages, and then traveled to Birmingham with the hope that before we get to the our time of flying, they will send it.
Okay. Point needs to be made. We live in Newcastle, but we saw no flights from Newcastle to Marrakesh in Morocco.
Yes.
So we decided, since we saw a flight in Birmingham, we decided to go to Birmingham and take a flight. Yeah, and fly from there. So our visa had not come out. 72 hours had passed. We had paid for everything. So we decided to move in faith, believing that before we get to that point where we need to fly, the visa will be out. You understand? So we went on our trip to Birmingham, got to Birmingham a day before our flight, still hoping. We stayed at a friend's place. So the next day we went to the airport, and as at this time, we still had not gotten the visa. But now, take note that on the website also, it says that the visa application, there are 3 stages that it goes through. Yet to be completed is one of them. Refused is one of them.
And awaiting process.
Awaiting process is the third one. So on our application, we saw application complete. Completed.
Mm-hmm.
So in my mind, I'm thinking that, yes, definitely we are completed. So maybe, just maybe, we should be able to fly with that. Stupid thought, but then we had already paid. That's why we thought that we should just try. I mean, let our money not waste. So got to the airport. Visa still hadn't come out. We showed the lady at the ticketing office or whatever.
And she said,
and she said no visa, no fly.
We understood that perfectly.
Sad, but we missed that flight. Okay, no problem. We missed that flight, but then we hung around at the airport still with that same fate, believing that okay, the visa can come at any time, and if it comes at any time, we can just pay for
another flight
and just leave.
Yeah.
We waited, and you know the point where you're waiting at the airport, and then you start looking homeless, and we're just there doing nothing. I slept off. It was boring. So eventually we had a backup plan. All right, look for a hotel around the airport.
Near the airport.
Stay in the hotel. Whenever this visa comes out, we just hop back to the hotel, which is really close, pay for the flight, and move to Marrakesh and have fun.
Have a good time.
Yeah. We went to the hotel, stayed the night. We shot some videos, still in a good mood, still happy, and still, we're still going to Marrakesh. So the next day.
Just to chip in.
Okay.
The next day was a Saturday. Okay. So in our heads, there's no way they would work on a Saturday.
All right. Yeah. So the next day, like you said, with a Saturday, there's no way they could work. So it sort of like hit us like, this application is not going to come. So let's count our losses. I know we've paid for a lot of things, but maybe we can contact the company and they'll refund us. And
let's just go back.
Let's just go back to Newcastle, because it's just a waste of time. It was just getting ridiculous. So we paid for a trip back to Newcastle. We're now heading back to the park, where we'll take the vehicle back to Newcastle. And as we started moving, after about 2-3 stops, the visa came. It popped up. And at that point, we're very confused, because our trip was like in the next hour. Our trip back to Newcastle was supposed to be in the next hour. We've already paid. But then, counting our losses, plus and minus, we started looking at, if we go back to Newcastle, we've paid for so much. We paid for a hotel, we've paid for flight to and fro, we paid for an experience in Marrakesh. So if we don't do this and we go back to Newcastle, we probably would want to do this in future, and then we'll pay the entire money.
Again.
Why don't we just enjoy what's left of the money we paid? So, all right, the vehicle back to Newcastle, we forgot about it. We now paid for another flight the next day back to
4 p.m. flight.
4 p.m. flight back to Marrakesh. Then we like I remember when we were in Subway waiting for we're really confused what to do, because coming up with this decision to go back to pay for another flight back to Marrakesh was not easy. So we sat in Subway and thought.
Brainstorm.
Brainstorm is the word. So we eventually we came up with that, and we went to stay in my friend's place again. So because this is the third night. Remember, the first night we stayed in my friend's place. The second night we
stayed in the hotel.
Yeah, and the third night we stayed in my friend's place.
So we spent 3 nights in Birmingham.
Okay, so do you want to talk about the hassles with the company that we paid for everything after we told them that it seems we can't make it, and then now it seems that we can make it?
I think we should just focus more on the...
No, because that's part of the experience.
Oh, okay. So the night before the hotel, I had to send a message back to the hotel in Marrakesh that I've sorted the eVisa thing and all that.
We firstly told them that we don't think we can make it. We missed the flights because of yada yada yada, and explained to them, and they told there's no way we could get refunded.
Then when the eVisa came out and we rebooked the flight, I had to send them a message that we've sorted the whole thing out and we're on our way to Marrakesh. And they were like, they've cancelled our reservation, they've given the room out, there's no room left in the hotel, and all of those things.
So money we paid for, because we told them we don't think we can make it, they then told us there were no more rooms, and they cancelled our reservation.
Send them loads of messages that you can't cancel a reservation I paid for without informing me.
We were planning to go to that. When we get to Morocco, we had a battle to fix there, but that battle
Guys, if you see anyone traveling the world, give them hand, because traveling is not easy at all. The stress, or maybe I want to say within, well,
let's get to the story.
okay.
They might not even understand.
Okay.
All right. So the next day, we went back to the airport. Of course, we've got our visa. We've paid for stuff. We have a return trip. We have a hotel. Although there was still issue that we planning to go there and face, but everything seemed perfect. So we went back to the airport. This time, we're like, as a YouTuber, I was recording myself as I was getting down from the taxi, walking to the airport. That was supposed to be
pushing the luggage.
That was supposed to be the beginning
of his vlog, his travel.
Supposed to be the start of the fun before we get to zip lining, before we get to camera ride, before we get to the finally to relax after hard work. To relax. So there I approached the same ticketing office that told us before that we do not have the visa. Swiss Sports is their name.
That's the name. Swiss Sports.
You people. Anyway, we'll get there. So let me put you on some education for those who don't already know. Every immigrant who lives in the UK has a biometric residence card. It has always been that way for a while. It has an expiry date and whatnot. The UK is moving to an eVisa system that should start from next year, 2025. So what this means is that everyone's biometric residence card expires on the 31st. I mean the physical card. The expiry date on the physical card is on the 31st of December 2024. However, your immigration status still is valid if you check the eVisa system. Like for us, our eVisa should expire sometime in November next year. That's 2025. But on the card itself, just like everyone else, the expiry date
1st of December 2024.
All right. Now, while applying for the Moroccan visa, we first of all imputed our details as they were on the card. That's with the expiry date of 31st December 2024. But they are aware of the eVisa system as stated by the UK. So they asked us for the eVisa share code. Share code is the number or letters that they would use to access our biometric residence status and see the actual expiry date as seen online, like November 2025 for us. So, however, our card had no alternative than having a 31st of December 2024 as expiry date. So the Moroccan e-visa had the actual expiry dates, while our card had the 31st of December 2024. But guess what? It's the UK government that's brought up this style. So
it's nothing beyond that.
When we went to the same desk, the lady told us that the expiry date on the Moroccan visa is different from the expiry.
One on the BRP, the biometric.
So we couldn't fly. And I was like, I don't understand. It is your system. So why can't we fly? She said, sorry, you can't fly. It's supposed to be the same. I was like, So we're really furious. The woman was really nonchalant and adamant about us not flying. We tried to explain to her that there is no way that our BRPs can have the same date as the expiry date, but she just stayed nonchalant, and it was very annoying. While we were trying to explain to her, or rather ask her, that for people like us, what is our alternative, she just kept on saying, sorry, you can't fly.
And did you also notice that she's not aware of the e-visa thing? She has no knowledge of it.
I don't know if she doesn't have knowledge.
She doesn't, because she kept telling her, and she was like, e-visa. No, because
people, I think maybe she felt that day shouldn't go by without her rejecting people, and they had to be people of color. It has to be people with Nigerian passports. That's why I'll say our Nigerian passport no get level.
You know you're doing.
Nigerian that passport doesn't have level. If you want to see the world, if you want to if you want to travel, Nigerian passport doesn't have level. Anyway, we explained and explained, and she was nonchalant to the extent that she called police on us. And we spoke to the police officers who seemed to understand our situation. And the police officer actually went over to her to try and ask, is there nothing they can do? And the woman kept on being adamant. And it was just ridiculous because our flight passed. So that was another waste. We were very upset at the situation. It was discrimination. It was dehumanizing. It was traumatic, and we didn't just stop there. We tried to get someone to listen to us. We tried to speak to something like a customer service at the airport. We tried to speak with someone who, like, I saw a Nigerian who worked at the airport, kind of shared my situation with him, and he seemed to be of immense help. He got me to speak with different people, like one lady who he said was equivalent to the owner of the airport, and we spoke with several people to cut the long story short, and everyone kept on saying the same thing, that if Swiss Sports denies you, there's nothing
nobody could even look into our situation.
She told us that she called Ryanair. That's the flight we're supposed to use to travel, and Ryanair were the ones that refused us. Meanwhile, we called their customer service,
and they told us that it doesn't concern them.
It even took a while. Like, we reached an hour before they picked our call, and Ryanair told us, like you said, it doesn't concern them. That if Swiss Sports refuses us, there's nothing they can do. So it's really frustrating. I'm going to fight because I feel that I was discriminated against. I was abused, and I'm going to fight right now. I've sent an email out to the airports. I've sent an email out to Ryanair. I've sent an email out to Swiss Sports and UK immigration. We need to know what's going on, because in my situation, if I want to go to Morocco and I've applied to Morocco and they've given me the visa,
why are they restricting us? Why did they deny us boarding?
It was really painful. She was in tears, and as a man, let's forget as a man, but it was just
really sad.
It was dehumanizing. We intended to come up with this lovely video where I'll be touring the world, ziplining, playing. And
here we are.
This is all we can offer. A beginning of a story, beginning of a journey that I'll follow up with, and I'll keep you updated. So that's your lesson. The Nigerian passport, no get level. And
basically.
And to be honest, if you have any suggestions, let us know. If you have any way you can support us to fight, let us know.
If you know anybody that's experienced this, or you know something that we could have done differently, please let us know, because deep down I'm still questioning a part of my brain that what did we do wrong?
It just felt like everything was going against us for the entire journey, and we're not looking for trouble. We're not trying to do anything, but we're just trying to have fun. We're just trying to
some cool fun,
like 1 2 hours of it. So we're just trying to relax. We've worked so hard. We just wanted to chill, and they powered by just one lady. This is where we are. One lady that was just ignorant and probably
and nonchalant
and racist, because her demeanor in responding to other people versus us was totally different. She called the police on us while we're just trying to explain the system that she, in her position at work, should be very much aware of. And I'm sure people are traveling. Other people are traveling. Other people in our situation are traveling around the world. So I don't know why our situation has to be different. So that's our story. Tell us what you feel. Subscribe. That's my channel. What can I say? I didn't start to present sad stuff. I intended to show you a bit of my lifestyle, and here we go. Peace. See, do peace.
Peace.
All right, guys. Cheers.
Ta-da.